All right, so we got Meta here, which is the owner of Facebook, Instagram, Threads. You get the idea. I mean, Zuckerberg really chose the name Meta because of the metaverse, and now they are kind of just moving online, almost like they're trying to go to the metaverse. Because now Meta is now drastically reducing several of its offices in the Bay Area. Now, this was a while back, but it's actually affecting the building 181 Fremont a lot. And this is actually a very high-end condo building and also office building. So Meta has now pretty much trying to get someone to sublease their 435,000 square feet of office space in this high rise. Now, you may be wondering, has anyone said yes and went in and rented that out? Absolutely no. Not a single company has went in and even rented a single square feet of that space. Nobody wants to get this space at all. Now, the tech giant will be keeping its offices at 250 Howard Street, but there's already a lot of rumors and leaks that Facebook may also be shutting down 250 Howard Street and even downgrading the size of 250 Howard Street. Now, we know for sure that pretty much 99% of the companies in the Bay Area in the next 5 years are only going to shrink down their office space instead of getting more space. Even Airbnb has shut down all of its buildings around their main HQ and only have one HQ center in San Francisco. Now, Meta is now pretty much leading the way in remote work experiences. And like I said before, the city is kind of bad. Here's the thing about a lot of cities. You go to Hong Kong, you go to Tokyo, you go to Sydney. These are all great cities with very, very low crime, very low homelessness, and little to no open air drug markets. In fact, probably zero. And a lot of people are willing to go back to the offices. There's a lot of people I've talked to who work in the Bay Area, and they all say the same thing. They will actually move back if the place was actually crystal clean. If someone actually announced to me that San Francisco is now the safest, the cleanest, and the most vibrant place in all the US, I guarantee you office workers will probably start running back like crazy. But because it's such a bad area, nobody wants to come back. And if you also look at this building, let me just show you how nice of a building this is. This is going to be 181 Fremont. This building right here. It's a luxury skyscraper. They also have about like 40 to 50 luxury condos. And look at all of this juicy high-end office space that's right next to the Salesforce Tower. Oh, by the way, the Salesforce Tower is like over 50% empty. If you look at some of these skyscrapers over there, like Salesforce West, it's also completely empty. If you go a little further down, you got the Slack building, which is also completely empty. And if you look at this $2.2 billion transit center, which is also like a rooftop garden, it's also completely empty. So I have no clue what San Francisco is doing here at this point. I mean, the city is going to be at a budget deficit for the first time in decades. A beautiful skyscraper like this in a high-end city will easily be rented out any day of the week. But if you look at 181 Fremont, they only have 435,000 square feet of Class A plus commercial space. And Facebook rented all of it, and now they are leaving. We're also seeing of 6,500 square feet of residential amenities for their 55 luxury condos, which, by the way, there's already several of those condos being put on the market and nobody wants them. There's already several of these condos being put out for Airbnb and also rents. Nobody wants them. And the prices of those condos are dropping fast. Remember, the developers of this building, they sold these condos just to make a little bit of money to pay back some of the bigger expenses, right? But the developers of this office building, they're going to rely mostly on this square feet. They're going to mostly rely on the 435,000 square feet of office space, which Meta pretty much yeeted out of. Now, this is crazy. Imagine you're the owner of this building and you're making pretty sweet money every single day, and then suddenly not a single square footage of your skyscraper is being rented out. And this is actually causing a lot of crazy stuff to be happening because now Salesforce is already exiting a massive 30-story building. And like I said before in the earlier video, Salesforce, they're done with the city. Okay. Now, people may wonder and scratch their heads, why it's so bad. I mean, look at this, right? Nobody's coming to San Francisco for anything. Why would they? San Francisco is just such a bad place to live. I mean, you got homelessness everywhere. Stores are closed on Powell Street. This is the emptiest you will ever see in San Francisco. And at night, people are afraid to even get out of the area to enjoy the nightlife. Not that, there is any nightlife anymore since all the bars are closed. Poop Map is completely covering all of San Francisco. Literally homeless encampments, drug needles. And if you just show me a picture of this, I'd probably think it's some war-torn country. But apparently this is America's finest tech capital. And like I said before, don't be fooled by people saying San Francisco is still a pretty good place. It's not, okay? When you have 150,000 office workers refusing to come back, something is wrong with the city. Uber is also leaving, another massive tech giant. Now, remember, I do talk a lot about tech giants, but for every tech giant I talk about, there's probably hundreds of other smaller startups with 5 to 15 people that have already left for places like Las Vegas. In fact, Las Vegas is becoming a massive hub for tourism and also tech companies, despite having a massive casino market. So you also have Miami, which used to be a hospitality industry. Now they have a big tech scene. Austin wasn't really famous, but with Tesla's HQ being there, it's dragging a lot of other tech companies coming in. So San Francisco, other cities are growing massively due to their loss, right? People are stealing talent. People are stealing companies from San Francisco and companies like that, okay? Other places give them massive tax incentives to move there. I mean, people are moving to Austin to get tax incentives. The very low taxes. People like it. And it's sad to see such a great tech city just deteriorating to nothing at this point. And the speed of which it's pretty much deteriorating is at a super fast pace. If you just go through Google Maps and look at some of those towers, it's very empty, it's very vacant. The owners want to sell, but nobody wants to buy. And then you got the office sector, right? This is the main heart of downtown. This is where the Bay Area rapid transportation system dumps all the tech guys all in this area. And like I said before, if you look at some of these videos, look at this morning commute. This is the BART system, and this is a Monday morning where it's supposed to be packed with people, and it's supposed to be packed with people going on these trains for work and commute. But no, it's completely empty. And a lot of these shops, they're willing to put up with the robberies, they're willing to put up with the homelessness if office workers come back. Because when you lose almost 200,000 of some of the most wealthy employees of America, of course these bars, small business owners are shutting down, okay? And it's sad to see that one of the finest cities in the U.S. being deteriorated to this point. Like I said before, and what a lot of you guys say, if San Francisco just governs itself like a normal company, none of this will happen. But let's see what happens. A lot of you guys say San Francisco is too far gone. It's going to be the next Detroit 2.0 no matter what. I still have a little bit of hope, but not a lot. Let's just see what happens. Subscribe for more San Francisco and Cali news.